Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So in the last class, we started compliances and we are going to discuss about very important compliances. So these compliances, it's not a mandatory, every organization has to implement all these compliances. So what type of business they are doing and what is the scope of the work they are trying to do it. Mainly what type of business they are doing. According to that one, they can go and they can do these certifications. So, and what is the importance of these certifications? If are doing these certifications, then only we can get the projects. I already opened one of the Bank of Baroda document, and I told you that. So, for any of the request for proposal document or tender document, they'll keep for so in between like a 5 to 10 marks validation, or maybe so they will give like a score kind of thing for dedicated to this one. So it's a mandatory and it's a must. Otherwise, we can't get the projects. So it's a rule or condition basically to get the projects. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, so based on the what type of business we are doing, according to that one, we can go and we can choose the certificate or we can do the certification part. But there are a couple of certifications are a mandatory must has to complete by each and every organization. So what are the must and also mandatory certifications has to complete by every organization? So ISO 27001, it's a must. Every organization, if it is a small scale industry or medium scale industry or enterprise level of the company, it's a mandatory to complete the ISO 27001. It's a mandatory. So now GDPR compliance is based on wherever PI data existing. Nothing but if the company is contacting or coordinating with the B2C, business to customers. So those companies has to compulsory has to follow GDPR. For example, take PhonePe or Google Pay or maybe Zomato or Swiggy or Uber. All these companies has to follow the so GDPR compliances. In the similar way, SOX. So SOX is mainly for the financial transactions. Any organization is trying to do the financial transaction, obviously it will do financial transaction. Those companies has to follow the SOX. So next one, SOC 1, SOC 2. Once again, this is also financial oriented. So in case any financial transaction they are accepting via through databases like a ERP platforms, that may be Oracle or maybe that is belongs to SAP, those companies has to follow SOC 1, SOC 2. And HIPAA compliance is mainly for the healthcare oriented. So all the pharma based companies, all the hospitals, and also all the product development companies belongs to the our healthcare based. So those companies has to complete the our HIPAA compliances. And FedRAMP, for example, whatever product, this is applicable to product development companies once again. So whatever products the product development companies are developing, and if they want to deploy the product into either Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure or GCP, those companies has to follow FedRAMP certification. Okay. And also Cloud Security Alliance. If the any application is migrating from on-premise to cloud environment, or maybe from the scratch, if we want to deploy any of the application or product or mobile into the cloud environment, then we have to follow the Cloud Security Alliance's 17 modules as a reference or baseline. Next one is ISO 9001. It is mainly for the quality management system or quality control. Any organization, if they are developing the products or services, if they are implementing, those companies has to provide the quality control. For example, pharma-based companies, it is applicable. Product development companies, it is applicable. Food and healthcare related companies, it is applicable. So wherever the product they are developing and that one is selling to the consumers, for those companies has to follow ISO 9001 quality management system. And ISO 14001, it's a mandatory and must for every organization. So it's an environmental management system. Each and every person responsibility and accountability to make sure that our environment should be safe and secure. Okay. So obviously it's every organization has to complete ISO 14001. And PIPS 140-1 or 140-2 or 140-3, it is applicable to cryptography controls. And PCI DSS. So PCI DSS, wherever the payment is accepting by the organizations or companies through debit card or maybe through credit card, those companies has to follow PCI DSS compliances. Okay. So for example, Amazon or Flipkart or PhonePe or Google Pay, all these companies will accept through debit card and credit card payment as well. And NAST, if you want to follow the couple of processes like cybersecurity framework related to vulnerability management, instant lifecycle management, it is belongs to SOC operations. In the similar risk management framework, it is belongs to analyze the risk on the endpoint or network or application or product or cloud side. Then we can go and we can use the NAST framework. And ITL process, this one already we discussed. NAST and ITL already we discussed. So ITL is the information technology infrastructure library. So this one mainly can be used by our service delivery companies. So that service delivery companies can follow the couple of process, those process like instant lifecycle management process, change management process, and continuous improvement, service level agreements, and also problem statement, solution statement. All those services can be provided by ITIL process. And also WASP top 10, it is mainly belongs to our framework or institution. Once again, for the application side, category of the attack, that is called layer 7 attacks or application attacks, or maybe as per YSA, layer 7 attacks. And CS hardening benchmark, this is applicable to if you are doing the any initial security configurations or implementations on the endpoint side or server side or database side or virtual machine side in the networking side, we can go and we can implement this hardening benchmark of the Center for Internet Security, whatever baselines or frameworks they provided. So Data Protection Act, it is once again very popular data protection act is Belgium. So Belgium is very popular one for the data protection act. So meaning here we have to safeguard our data related to confidentiality and sensitivity point of view. So for that one we can go and we can use this data protection act. And PAPL. So this PAPL, it is applicable to dedicatedly our China oriented GDPR compliances. Okay. So what China has done, instead of the defining the GDPR compliances, they define the they define the PAPL compliances. And TOGAF. So TOGAF is belongs to the open gate framework. So it's a architecture framework. So it's like a network architecture diagram, whatever we discussed. So that is called the open gate architecture framework. So that is belongs to TOGAF. Meaning here how the way to deploy what are the different types of devices. So that is called as a TOGAF. Even SAPS also security assurance base architecture in such a full form will be there. So that one also mainly can be represented. So for cloud security architecture diagram, and also it is applicable to our on-premise architecture diagram also. Whatever we have discussed about the network topology or logical topology, way to deploy what type of devices like a trust zone or DMZ or DMZ zone or untouched zone or internet zone. So we define the logical topology or pictorial representation of way to deploy what type of devices we can call it as SAPSA or security architecture diagrams. So these are all couple of frameworks, and out of all these very famous one are so ISO 27001, GDPR, SOX and SOC 1, SOC 2, HIPAA compliances, FedRAMP compliances, PCI Yeah, these are all the very famous compliances. Let's go and discuss about in-depth analysis of all these now one by one. So first one is ISO 27001. So ISO full form is International Standard Organization. So under this one, based on ISO 20, before going to do this one, I want to explain about couple of things. Internal audit. What is meant by internal audit and what is meant by external audit? Internal audit can be done by within the organization information security manager or information security team. So when you say audit, so we do have the couple of checklist. So those checklists we have to go and we have to verify it. So like a pass or fail. In case pass, okay, we no need to worry. In case it's a fail, we have to go and we have to speak with the, so which one is fail and who is the stakeholder. So then we can go and we can ask when they are going to fix that issue, or when they are going to pass that issue, or when they are going to implement that issue. So that is called as internal audit. So internal audit can be done by within the organization team. So that is a part of the information security team. Okay. within the organization, information security team can validate compliances based on the framework or based on the baselines defined by respect to organization, respect to either national or international organization, respect to international organizations is called as internal audit. So under the information security, maybe information security consultant, information security manager, information security analyst, maybe around 5 to 10 members team it will be existing. Okay, when I was working in X bank, dedicated to auditing itself, we have 60 members team. We are taking care of the banking sector uh, very importantly, they have to follow each and every complaints, right? We have approximate 60 members team. Okay, so that is about internal audit. And next one is external audit. So external audit can be done by some other third party. External audit can be done by third party organizations. So what are those third party organizations? Example organizations are, by the way, we are not doing any financial audit. We are doing the security audit only. So example organizations are PwC, Price Water Cooper House, in the similar way Deloitte, consulting and service based company, in the similar KPMG from UK, and also EY, Ernest and Young from USA once again, NCC Corporation. So these are the very famous companies can be done by our external auditing. So now when you say external audit, after completing internal audit, then we have to call the external auditors. External auditor, once again, they can validate each and every complaints, whether evidence is there or not, whether it is a passed or failed, and they can ask a lot of questions. And finally, they can give the score. Out of 5 scale range of the score, if you are crossing more than 4 plus, then only they will get the certificate out of overall controls. So in case we are getting less than 3.5, something like that, they can't certify it. Once again, we have to go on we have to revalidate. This is the feedback they will give to us. Okay. So range of the score for any certification note I am giving. Range of the any certification risk score for completing the security certification is 0 to 5 in between. Okay, 5 is a maximum and 0 is a minimum. So they can go and they can validate all these controls, and finally they can give either 3 or 3.5 or 1 or 1 not sorry, 2 or maybe 4 or 4.5 or 5 and so on. Within after completing the external audit, maybe we are we are reaching more than 4.5 within a month. Officially, we can get this certificate. So this is the way overall. This is not for our internal purpose. So this is for the organization purpose. We can go and we can do the certification for our personal career growth. I'm not discussing about personal career growth. For that one, I can take the separate session. Okay. So that is about internal audit versus external audit. All these compliances, every compliances, we have to go and we have to do the same way. First, we have to complete the internal audit and we have to validate the controls and everything is okay. Then we have to call the external auditor and external audit also certify. Then finally we can get the we can get the certificate for all the 19. Okay. So now let's start with one by one. ISO 27001. So ISO, this is um, full form is International Standard Organization, ISO Full form is International Standard Organization. It is defined, so there are ISO 27001, 2013. So ISMS. ISMS is nothing but Information Security Management System. Information 2013 like a year. Information Security Management System, and updated in the 2022. But we are not using so 2022 controls, but we are using under this one we do have the total 114 compliances are divided into compliances or controls otherwise are divided into 14 clauses. And ISO 27001 2022, once again ASMS, it's updated one. Under this one, technological, people, personal, organizational, in such a way 93 controls. Same thing, it is applicable to ISMS only. Information Security Management System. So under this one we have 93 controls. 93 controls are divided into four clauses. But most of the companies will follow not updated one. They will follow only so previous one 2013 only. So let's go and discuss about this one now. ISO 27000 2013 ISMS Information Security Management System. Under this one now, ISO 27001 2013 like a year as I mentioned. So information ISMS Information Security Management System. Now under this one, actually speaking 18 clauses. It contains overall 18 clauses. First four clauses are like a senior management and board of the directors. Okay. So we will not consider that one. That one will be taken care by our site lead or tech lead or maybe our CEO of the organization or CTO of the organization or CEO of the organization. Those people can think about that one. We no need to worry about that one. What is the team hierarchy and who are all will fall under the ISMS members? All those things can be taken care by our senior management. So first four clauses are defined for senior management or board of the directors. Under this one, we do have context of the organization. So what is the importance of the ISMS? That context we have to define. Then we have to define the leadership. Who are all leadership as a part of the senior management and planning? How to implement ISMS in the leadership side? Hierarchy of the team members. Example, if I am the audit member of, ISMS member, so then on top of my manager, director. So director, so once again, so CISO. This is the way how the hierarchy and the security point of view. In the similar way, HR team side. So senior HR analyst and thereafter HR analyst, thereafter we do have the senior manager or manager, and from there HR director, and so that is the HR side. Because this particular ISMS, it is not only belongs to us, every team has to participate. That one I'll explain now. So leadership meaning here, every team member will nominate one of the person. HR side they will nominate one of the person. Machine learning side they will nominate one of the person. Application development side they will nominate one of the person. Security side we have to nominate one of the person. So those members is a part of the ISMS team. Every user is not a part of the ISMS team. So that is called leadership. Okay. Team hierarchy also we have to define that one. So planning, purpose of the our ISMS. Next one, improvement. We have to go and we have to implement continuously. And finally, we have to monitor. So those things will fall under the our first four clauses. Okay. So this one will be taken care by our senior management or board of the directors. So that one I'll explain very soon. Give me some time. So next one, remaining 14 clauses. So overall 18 clauses. First four clauses are belongs to this one now. So remaining how many are pending? So pending are 14. 14 clauses are divided into 114 compliances or controls. Now we have to validate this one. We no need to validate this one. This one will be taken care by our management. Nothing but company of the organization senior management will be taken care, and they will explain at the time of the external audit and also internal audit. But here our work will start. Okay, so 14 classes are divided into 114 compliances now. So those 114 compliances are, for this one, before class has been started, I was making this one under the syllabus. Yeah. So HR, SDLC, network and telecommunication security. So those are all things will fall under all these 14 compliances, legal, HR. So assets, all those different types of 14 compliances will fall under this one now. So those 14 compliances are, so first one, it will already 4 are completed. That is the reason it is starting with 5. And what is meant by A? Maybe you can ask the question now. It's applicability. What is meant by applicability? So we can go and we can store all these components one of the centralized sheet. That centralized sheet we can call it as statement of applicability. That is called SOA. I can show that one practically. So A5 it is belongs to information security policies, establishing and communicating security policies. So we have to define the security policies. After that, we have to establish the security policies. We have to communicate the even end user also. What is the information security is about? Why information security so important? And we have to give the training to them also. That is the reason in the induction training. So sorry, not induction training, yeah, induction training also, corporate IT team they will come and they will teach about security. Even uh, if you want to join in any company, or after joining in a company also, uh, you have to complete couple of certificates. So on the day one or day two or day three or within 1 week, they will give some days, like 10 days you have to complete all these certifications. Under that one, we do have the one of the, okay, so certificate is called information security. Nothing but you should try to understand what is the information is about and what is the security policies and procedures, what we are implementing. Everything can be defined under the information security. But most of the people, what they will ignore. Just like that, they will click on the next, and finally they will do the, okay, so they will write the exams. Okay. So next one is A6, Organizations of Information Security defining a management framework for information security. So here organizations, it will define about management framework. So what is the company vision and mission and everything will fall under the A6. Next one is A7, Human Resource Security, HR. Under the HR, so whenever user is onboarding, nothing but whenever any employee is onboarding, what are the policies we have to follow? And at the time of the resignation, so terminating of the employee, assets removal part, everything can be fall under the human resource security. Signing of the non-disclosure agreement. So we can go and we can do the offer letter sign and also NDA sign. So non-disclosure agreement. Under that one, we do have everything. So probationary period, and also in case the performance is not that much well, so they can go and they can terminate before completing the probationary period. Even they have to make performance approval part, all those things. There are so many things will be there. So recruitment, roles, and termination as well. When you say termination, it's not about company compulsory has to terminate. You know, resigning also fall under the termination itself. Next one, asset management. So whatever assets we do have, like a servers, especially that servers maintaining an inventory of the information assets, and also who is the ownership and what is the risk is existing to those assets. We have to go and we have to take care of that. So risk inventory and managing and also maintaining and everything. Access control, restricting access to information and also information processing facilities. So this is fall under like role based access control or role based access control or discretionary access control or mandatory access control, restricting of the access like identity and access management and zero trust network principles implementation or privilege access management. All this will fall under the access control. For the end user side, cryptography. So cryptography already we discussed. So that is the A10. Cryptography, managing of the use of the cryptographic controls. So whenever data at a transit level or data at a rest level, how these cryptographic controls we are using and what is the cryptography algorithm we are using, whether we are using the weak cipher or strong ciphers. All those controls we have to validate. Physical and environmental security, protecting against unauthorized physical access to information assets. Even physical security also we have to go and we have to monitor. So whether any tailgating is going to happen or it's happening already, how the any unknown user is entering into the organization site, putting into the CCTV cameras, or also making sure that so security guard is available and entering into the building and how he is leaving away. Everything shall be taken care of physical control. Even in this similar way, environmental controls also. We should not make sure that whatever business we are doing, like a water pollution or air pollution or noise pollution or any hazards are going to happen to environment, so that one leads to maybe people die also, right? So that is the environmental security also we have to implement. Operating security, it's a SOC operations, SOC operations. Operation security, nothing but SecOps or SOC, ensuring the security operations of information security or processing facilities. Whenever any security incident is triggered, how the instant lifecycle management process we are taking care. So that is fall under the SOC operations or operation security. Not only just about SOC operations, even any other security related to operations we are going to implement. Communication security is nothing but our telecommunications or our network. So network firewalls, proxy, all those things we have to implement. Protecting the information in networks like a LAN and WAN, how the communication is happening. So those things we have to go and we have to implement on LAN segmentation or network segmentation. We have to go and we have to implement all those policies we have to validate. So next one is system acquisition, development, and maintenance, ensuring that information security is an integral part of the system development SDLC life cycle. In the SDLC life cycle, we are making sure that each and every phase of the our once again. So it's a SOC operations, it's network security. Yeah, SDLC life cycle, each and every phase of the software development life cycle. So threat modeling we are conducting or not, and also we are doing the proper penetration testing or not. So part of the automated and the manual way, and also we are conducting the scanning of the vulnerability scanning part in the CI/CD pipeline. Whatever code we are developing, that code we are doing the regular scan or not. All those verifications we have to do. So next one is supplier relationship, managing information security in relationship with the suppliers. So supplier, for example, we are purchasing one of the firewall. So supplier is also called like a vendor. So now how the relationship, we have to do the risk management for that one also. So it's like a vendor management, otherwise supplier relationship, and how the security is trying to implement under the supplier side or vendor side. Information security incident management, defining the processing of handling security incident. Once again, it's a SOC operations. Not all SOC operations, it will fall under any of the incident it's going to handle. Next one is information security aspects of business continuity management. integrating information security into business continuity planning. So it's a part of the BCP and DR. In case a primary site is not able to perform the operations, like a network outage or maybe natural calamities are happening and so on, in that scenario, how we are going and implementing from the disaster recovery side, DR side. So that is a part of the A17. Finally, legal security, legal and regulations. What are software purchasing? That legal and regulations on patents and trademarks and copyrights. For example, Apple company is developing Apple. So you, for that product development side of the Apple or Samsung, whatever product development they are doing, they have the patents or not. So whatever the code backend developers, they are developing the code, so they have the copyrights. Whenever someone is stealing of the code development, for suppose, we can go and we can use the same code and we can keep our name. So copyrights and trademarks and secrets, so patents, everything will fall under the legal and also regulations point of view. So these are all things we have to go and we have to validate. Okay, so that is the reason, as I said. So here asset management also, it's a part of the asset inventory, vulnerability management, everything will fall under. So cryptographic failures, once again cryptography. So physical anyways, you can ignore it. We can ignore means you should be aware of that one also. HR can be taken by HR. So this one will be taken by senior management once again. But you should be aware of this one as well. So this one also will be taken care by senior management. So now you can see, if you are implementing ISO 27001, almost you should be aware of everything. You should be aware of the all other stakeholders, what they are doing. Okay. So you should be aware of the asset management, like a service team. You should be aware of the service basics. You should be aware of the HR basics. You should be aware of the overall organization basics. You should be aware of the cryptographic basics and SOC operations and firewall, proxy and everything. This is, it will look like a simple one, but it has to, there are so much of meaning is there in the, under this one. And network security, like a firewall, IDS, IPS, proxy, all those will fall under this one. And SDLC lifecycle is a part of application development or product development or mobile development or machine learning or artificial intelligence. Everything will fall under this one now. Okay. So supply relationship, this is vendor management. Okay. So once again, SOC operations and business continuity planning and disaster recovery. Even you should have the basic on the legals also. What is the copyrights and trademarks and secrets and everything. So nothing but you should be aware of the total end-to-end organization, other stakeholders, what they are doing also. That is the reason, if you are going for ISO 27001 or any of the auditing vacancy, they will test your basics. They will ask like, what is IDS, what is IPS, what is SOC operation, what is incident management, what is cryptography. So these questions also they will ask. So nothing but you should be aware of the other security domains basic knowledge also. But it's not like in-depth analysis. One of the server is got compromised by malware, one of the system is got compromised ransomware. It's not like that. So they will ask about the basics definitions. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So now let's go and see about these 114 classes divided into 14 classes are divided into 114 compliances. So next one is SOA. So SOA is nothing but statement of applicability. What is statement of applicability? So statement of applicability, enter a question this one. If you are going for GRC vacancy. So it is like a centralized knowledge base or sheet where we can go and we can verify all these compliances. It is centralized sheet or database. We can verify all the compliances. Is called a statement of applicability. That's why you can see everywhere A means applicability, 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 applicability. Okay. Now we have to verify all these 114 controls. Now, if you want to do this one, you have to coordinate with all the stakeholders. Or if you're supporting for the customer side, then you have to speak with the customer. There are two ways here. If you're selecting for the internal company, then your roles and responsibilities, you have to speak within the organization itself. But you are supporting for customer or client internal stakeholders, you have to speak. Okay, so it is vary from roles and responsibilities on the customer side and also product development company side. Okay, for example, if I want to say this one, in practically, you are selected for Reddy's Lab, or maybe you are selected for the Hetero Drugs, or maybe you are selected for the DMart. All these are product based companies. In this scenario, you are a part of the internal audit, directly can go and you can speak with the other stakeholders with whomever you are working. So like a HR or legal and everyone. But you select for the TCS, and from TCS you are supporting the customers or clients. Now customers and clients side, okay, so stakeholders you have to speak. Okay. So that is the way how the vacancies it will be. Now, before class has been started, I was uploaded couple of documents. Information security. So under the information security, I created one more folder name is called ISO 27001. Click on this one. It's an internal audit PPT and whatever I have completed for one of the organization. In the similar way, so whatever I participated in, I have filled the. So even when I was working in X company, I am the internal audit member. Okay, I do have the audit experience as well, part of the information security also. So these ISO 27001 SOA means statement of applicability. So click on this one now. How the 114 complaints are divided and how to verify whether fully complaint or partially complaint or so non-complaint, we have to go and we have to verify it. So these are all. So statement of applicability version. So document control and whoever is filling. So I'll remove these names. So I am the author. I'm the reviewer. So Andrew from USA, Stephen from Poland. So Peter is from Singapore. Kevin is from UK. Leonard is from, I forgot, I think USA itself. I am from Bangalore. When he's working in this one, I am from Bangalore. Remaining all other people are from the other country. So I used to take the centralized overall internal audit. Okay, so these are all the changes. First person has created the, okay, Andrew is created the version control 1.0. So later, okay, Stephen and Peter and later Kevin and myself and finally Leonard. Okay, so now let's go and discuss about these controls now. So here, first one is AFI information security policies. So that's what we have seen. So AFI information security policies, A6 organization security, A7 human resource security. So whatever we know very well, that one we can discuss. Because couple of things you are not aware of, right? So we can, whatever well-known things already you know and basic knowledge you have, human resource we can discuss, and we can discuss about the cryptography, we can discuss about the our SOC operations or SDLC life cycle, all those things we can go and we can see. First we can go with the human resource security, that is called A7. But you should discuss everything here. So applicable, yes or no, statement of applicable meaning here. So applicability, it's a centralized sheet where we can go and we can validate everything. That is called SOA sheet. Okay. So justification meaning here we have to provide evidence also. For each and every all these are 114 complaints. For every complaints we have to get the evidence also. Okay. So here Y means yes, no means so it's not complaint. So we do have one more option called partially complaint. So Y means fully complaint, no means not at all complaint. So we have one more option is called partially complaint. So nothing but maybe 50-50, something like that. So we can discuss about A7 because that is easy for us to understanding purpose, but we have to validate everything. So first and foremost, you can see is human resource security. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, A7 human resource security. Under this one now, internal. So 1 second. Prior to employment, under the A7, A7.1 is a subheading. Under the subheading, prior to employment. What is the prior to employment? That person is not joined yet. Okay. In that scenario, what are the exactly we have to go and we have to see it. I will read you this little bit. Okay. So prior to that one, what we have to go and we have to see. So screening part, nothing but resume screening. So we have to go and we have to do the background verification checks. So whether it's a complaint or not, whether it is meeting the our roles and responsibilities, whatever hiring manager is provide. Nothing but here screening side. So HR team, they can go and they can download the resume from the Naukri or LinkedIn or maybe Indeed or Dice or Times Jobs and so on. So whether the candidate has the correct skill set, whatever hiring manager is looking for. So they can go and they can do the screening part. So here background verification checks on all candidates for employment shall be carried out in accordance with the relevant laws, regulations and ethics. Okay. So shall be proportion to the business requirement, classification of the overall total end to end. Okay. So now screening part and non-complaint or complaint, whether we are following that process or not in our organization. In case it's a complaint, we can go and you can say that it's a complaint. So obviously they will follow. It's a complaint. So BGV also we have to go and we have to complaint. Then only they will release the offer letter. Okay. So that's why these, these background verifications are very important. Why? Because tomorrow one of the external auditor will come and is there any misleading kind of thing is there in between one candidate sampling theorem he has chosen, that one leads to failing of the ISO 27001. So that is the reason they have to follow the rules and regulation. That's why BGV is very, very complicated nowadays. Not only now, every organization has to follow strict rules and regulations to complete the background verification. Okay. So next one, terms and conditions of employment. So nothing but contractual agreement in between our user, whoever got the offer letter, to the company. So wherever he is going to join it, so he has to complete the NDA, non-disclosure agreement sign, offer letter sign, everything is complaint or not. So then we have to go and we have to say whether we have to speak with, by the by, if you want to validate all these controls now, just like that, you should not go and you should not fill this one. What we have to do? We have to schedule a call with HR team. We are, as a security team, now we are security team. We are validating all these controls, all these compliances. Now you have to schedule a call with HR team and we have to ask all these questions one by one. So we have to say whether it is applicable complaint or non-complaint. If it's a complaint, we can ask the even evidence also. That evidence, what is the evidence for screening side they are using as a part of the background verification check. So terms and conditions. So is there any user has done the offer letter sign or NDA sign? So it's a complaint means once again we need so that justification as a part of the proof or evidence. Okay, so that is terms and conditions of the employment. So this is prior to employment. After candidate is selected, BGV is completed successfully, and offer letter sign is completed, NDA sign is completed, everything prior to the employment. So during the employment, after he joined, so management roles and responsibilities, whatever, okay, hiring manager is provide the roles and responsibilities is matching and also is aligned with the organization or not, whether it is complaint or not. So we have to speak with once again HR team whether correct candidate they are recruiting or not. Okay. Next, information security awareness education training. Whether whatever person is joining the organization, at the part of the induction training, they are giving the awareness, education, and training to information to all the employees. So that is the reason, as I mentioned. So once you are onboarding in the induction training, they will provide the information security principles also. Not only that one, even you have to complete the couple of certificates. Okay. So that one of the person evidence we need for this one. If they are saying complaint, it's not like that. We need evidence also. So this is the during the employment. Cloud also same thing. And next one is PIA in public cloud acting as a PI processor. Just you can ignore this one. 7.2.3 disciplinary actions are process. Whenever any end user or maybe employee is trying to do the disciplinary action, so we have to take the actions against on the employee. So what he has done the security breach, for example, you joined in a company and you are sending the mails from the personal to professional and professional to personal. It's a disciplinary actions. You are copying couple of SOP documents. So now in that scenario, are you taking the action or not? Yes or no? In case it is yes complaint, and we have to provide the evidence for that one. So that is out during the employment. So next one, termination of and also change employment. So termination meaning here once the employee is resigned from the organization. Okay, so what is the process we are following and whether all these are complaint or not? Termination or change of the employment status. So change of the employment status meaning here, maybe one person is moving from one team to another team after complete cross-functional training. So termination. So here information security responsibilities and duties that remain valid after termination or change of the employment shall be defined or communicated to the employee or contractor or enforced. So that may be our permanent employee or contract employee. So we have to define that and we have to inform to the employer as well. So in case we are informing, so what is the process we are following for termination point of view. So that is about overall. So HR related policies. Now, if you want to fill all these now, we have to schedule a call with the HR team and we have to ask all these questions. And in case any help they need or any support they need, you have to clarify. That is your roles and responsibilities as a part of the auditor. Because sometimes they'll ask like, I did not understand this one. I did not understand this one. Can you please clarify this one? Then in such a way, in that position, you have to clarify to the even other stakeholders also. Okay, that is about HR. Let's go and see about couple of other things like SDLC life cycle. So A14. Yeah. So system acquisition and development and maintenance. So by seeing this one, you will not think like it's SDLC life cycle, but it's SDLC life cycle. Let's go and see now. So under this one now here 14.1. So as the heading part under 14.1.1 is the complaints name. Information security requirement analysis and specifications. So the information security related requirement shall be included in the requirement of new information system or enhancement to existing information systems. Whenever any application feature is coming as a new or maybe so existing feature is changing, then we have to go and we have to implement. So part of system acquisition side. So for that one, do you have the evidence or not? For this one, we should go and we should ask our SDLC lifecycle team members. Nothing but application development. So next one, securing application service on public networks. So in the public networks, whatever applications they are developing, how we can go and we can secure it. So we are implementing input validation or we are implementing the SDLC lifecycle overall end-to-end requirement phase, design phase, development phase. So testing phase, everything we are taking care of the actions or not. So on our content security policies are implementing websites or applications, whatever we are developing, it's a part of the secure way or non-secure way, whether it is HTTP or HTTPS, whether HTTP only or HTTPS only cookies. So this is the way how we can go and we can ask our application development team in the public networks. Whenever the user is sitting at the restaurant or bar, maybe hotel, how the applications can be safeguarded, whether the internal application or external facing applications. What is the so procedure they are following, and for that one they need justification. We have to ask them. Protecting application services transactions. So whatever services they are trying to access on the application side all those transactions, for example, payment or maybe unauthorized messages or alteration, session hijacking or man in the middle attack, those kind of things. We are implementing the security controls or not. Okay. So protecting of application services transactions. You can read this one, you will try to understand. For that one, whether all the security controls are implemented or not. Secure development policy. Whatever applications are developing, rules for the development software and systems shall be established to apply to development within the organization. Part of the SDL's life cycle, we are implementing the overall secure way of the designing, starting with the design level, development level, testing level, and operation level before going to the public or general availability. So that document we need. System change controls and procedures. Whenever they want to implement the changes for the application side, what is the process they are following? So whether they are implementing the change request, change management process or not. For that one, they are raising change request or not. For example, they want to upgrade the application from X to Y version. In that scenario, so how the change control procedure they are implementing, whether they are following the raising a change request, taking the approval from the cap director, and also upgrading of the application, everything is the proper in place or not. So now we have to go and we have to gather that information. At least one ticket we need. Okay. So technical review of application after operating platform changes. So we have to review the vulnerabilities or issues or business critical applications. So tested, everything is fine. So there is no latency, there is no um, there is no there is no traffic related issues, there is no jitter. Once the end user is able to access, if you are releasing the feature to the public, restrictions of the changes on software packages, what are third party software we are using in the CI/CD pipeline. So those software as a part TPS, are we running the scanning against TPS? And also, are we using any outdated version of the third party softwares? So is there any end of life or end of support? All those. Secure system engineering principles. So whether all the principles, security principles we are implementing in the overall SDLC life cycle. Secure development environment. So whatever environment they are created for the, before going to the production environment, it is secure development environment as a part of network segmentation they are doing or not. Outsourced development. In case you are giving the application development to consulting and service based company, what is mean by this one? For suppose, so our State Bank of application, State Bank of India application, example www.sbibank.com, that one is given to our TCS company. In that scenario, so whether water development they are trying to do, whether they are leaking of the data, they are leaking of the code they are developing, so whether all those controls should be properly configured or not. System security testing. So nothing but here, so application once is going to testing level, normal testing and also penetration testing, secure testing, whether we are implementing or not. System acceptance test. If everything is okay, security sign up is completed, so now we can go and we can ready to release that feature to the public. So test data, so protection of the test data, what our data we are storing on the application side, all those data should be so secured or not. Yeah. So that is about overall the system acquisition, development, and change management. Okay. So this is the way we can go and we can implement incident management, responsibilities and procedures, reporting information security events, nothing but logging part. So reporting security events weakness, assessment and decision of information security events, response. Okay. Collection of evidence is a part of the incident lifecycle, SOC operations. That is A16. Okay, please go through this document. So related to all this, then if you have any queries, please let me know in the tomorrow morning class. You got some idea, right? What is your work and what you have to do for the auditing side as a part of the GRC? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Whatever evidences are failed or partially complaint or non-complaint, So those non-compliant or partially compliant, we have to speak with respect to stakeholders, and we have to ask them how much time they need so to implement that control. Maybe they need couple of times 6 months, and couple of times 3 months, and couple of times 2 months, and couple of times even 1 week also. We started the internal auditing in September 2020 2022, and we completed overall internal audit 2023 April. Almost it has taken 6 months to complete the internal audit. It's not like 1 day job or 2 day job. Just like that, we can go and we can ask all these questions to the stakeholders, and we can complete the task, because we have to give the time to them to complete and because we have to implement couple of changes, couple of controls, couple of process, couple of procedures, because everything is like in a handy. So it is not ready made, everything is not available. By speaking with the respective stakeholders, then they will we have to provide the time also. So for us, it has taken overall 6 months to complete the overall internal audit. Thereafter, we called in the May month external auditor part of the Deloitte, and we complete external audit. Okay. So that's all for today, and tomorrow morning class at 7:30 a.m. IST. So this is the way how we can go, and we can do it for the other other compliances all same as it is. Process will not change. Only control list it will change. That control list only it will change. Okay, that control names it will change for GDPR, PCI-DSS, HIPAA, but backend process wise, coordinating and collaborating and getting the information and work has to done and conducting the internal audit, everything is fine. Gathering of the evidences, almost for all the compliances, backend process same as it is. Only control names are different. PCI-DSS control names are different. SOX compliance names are different, and GDPR compliance names are different. ISO 27 compliance names are different. Otherwise, backend process to complete any of the certification is same as it is. Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. IST.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, actually you shared resume. It's for the 7.2 years. I require a 4 year around.
You can also keep 4 year, and you can update, and you can send it to me. That is excellent resume, and you are
Okay.
uploading that resume in the our what we can call it as artificial intelligence tools. So that is coming as a score almost 90 plus. So for that resume, so many people are got selected.
Okay, sir, I'll also consider this. Sir, second thing, sir, please share some job responsibilities, sir.
Yeah, that is not completed yet. I will complete that one. Give me 1 or 2 days. I'll complete all those roles and responsibilities. Yep.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Then thank you so much, and see you at 7:30.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thanks.